Do you get a lot of prospective clients asking you to coach them for free and it drives you crazy? Do you sometimes wonder if your ideal paying client even exists? If you're wondering if you have what it takes to attract actual paying clients, have no fear. In this video, I'm going to share with you my client attraction strategies, how to attract paying clients as a coach. Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me, my name is CourtneyLSanders. I'm an online business coach as well as wife and mom. I wear all the hats, I do all the things. And in today's video, I want to talk about a frustration that I know a lot of new and maybe even intermediate coaches, consultants, industry experts have, and that is the ability to attract paying clients. So once you get clear on what your niche is and you've built this beautiful brand and you're putting yourself out there, it can be really exciting because you're starting to get inquiries and people are sending you emails and messages and signing up for your consultation calls. But I know in the beginning it can feel like a grind because you're like, why on earth aren't these people actually saying yes when I present them with my prices and with the offer, right? It seems like they're so happy to sit on the phone and ask me a bunch of questions, but when it comes to saying, hey, I think you'd be a great client, here's how we can work together, maybe you're finding that people are kind of him and hawing, and they're not necessarily willing to fork over the money. So I've been coaching online for 5 years. I definitely struggled with that in the beginning, but I was able to move past that and not only get paying clients, but attract better paying clients, because here's a tip, not all money is good money, right? So you definitely don't want to attract paying clients who end up being a nightmare. So not only was I able to do that, but I was able to transition to really some amazing clients that I'm presently working with, and yes, they pay me, and all is well in the world. So if you want to know my client attraction strategies and what it takes to actually attract paying ideal clients, then you are in the right place. Look no further, we're going to get into those tips right now. All right, the first thing you need to do in order to attract ideal paying clients is to brand yourself well. Yes, you want to make sure that your brand looks professional. So it's no secret that the coaching market is starting to mature. And what I mean by that is people are starting to get familiar with the idea of the coach. I feel like back in like the 90s or whatever, like people thought coaches were just for like sports, right? Like, you're a coach, what do? You coach soccer? You coach little league football? It's like, no, I'm I'm a life coach, I'm a health coach, I'm a business coach. People didn't even know what that is. But now in the 2020s, as I'm recording this video, people are well aware of coaching. And not only are they well aware of coaching, many people are saying, I think I need a coach for this, or I think I need a coach for that. So that's what I mean by the market is maturing. So that's great in the sense that you don't have to explain as much, what you do the way you would have had to in the beginning, because people didn't know what a coach was. But there are some challenges in the sense that as the market matures, there obviously are going to be more people out there who are, saying, hey, I'm a coach. And so people have more options now when it comes to the types of coaches that they want to work with. And so really having yourself well branded sets you apart, at least to say, I am a professional. So I find a lot of people spend a lot of time thinking that they need some sort of certification in order to coach, which you don't. And I talk about that in this video and how I've been able to build my coaching practice without a certification. But what you do need is a really strong brand. So I find a lot of people spend all their money up on getting coaching certifications, and then they have like a horrible brand, and then they're wondering why they're not getting clients. So your brand is like your first point of entry. It's the first thing that people look at. It's the first thing that people judge you by. You can't forget that you are selling an intangible service or an intangible product. It's not something people can pick up and physically, inspect and look. And so they're making a lot of judgments based on how you present yourself online, how your website looks, how your brand is generally put together. So you want to make sure that your branding is tight, and that is the first thing you need to do in order to attract paying clients. So if you're finding that you're, attracting a lot of people who are tire kickers and are kind of giving you the runaround, take a good look at your brand and honestly assess, does this brand project that I am a professional and I know what I'm doing? All right, the second thing that you want to do in order to attract ideal paying clients is start to shift your marketing messaging from talking to the struggling to the successful. So you want to talk to the successful, not necessarily the struggling. And I talk about this in my high ticket coaching niches video in terms of the type of niches that you'll want to get in if you want to attract high ticket clients. But even if you're not necessarily at high ticket yet, I find that just getting paying clients in general, it's a lot easier if you target people who already have some wins under their belt. So oftentimes we're taught in marketing that you want to, really zero in on, are you struggling with this? And, is your life horrible? Does your life suck? Like all this stuff. And while while, that will catch people's attention, it doesn't always necessarily catch the right people's attention. So with whatever type of coaching you do, but especially if you're doing any type of life coaching, leadership coaching, business coaching, even health and wellness coaching, you do want to target people who, have some confidence and have some success in some area of their life and don't think so low of themselves, but they just recognize that there is a result that they want and they want to go after that. So essentially you want to target achievement-oriented people, and you can do that by focusing on people who are successful in one arena. They're just like, hey, I'd like to transition into this other arena, versus always harping on, are you struggling with this? Are you struggling with that? Because if you do a lot of that in your marketing, then guess what you're going to attract? Struggling people. And struggling people rarely have the financial resources to be able to pay you what you're worth. So talk to the successful, not the struggling. All right, the third thing you want to do to attract paying ideal clients is to share your mission, not just your marketing. So this kind of goes back to what I was talking about with that coaching certification. A lot of coaches think that being a coach is like being an accountant or being a doctor or something. Like, okay, I just go get the credentials, and then I get the credentials, and then I just throw up a website, and then people are just supposed to run to me and just, hey, I'm an accountant, I'm a doctor, I'm a life coach, you should come with me. No, that's not how it works. Coaching is a little different because it's more intimate. You're in people's personal lives and you're helping them accomplish a goal. And so by definition, to be a coach is to say that you want to work with achievement-oriented people, because that's the main difference. And people always ask me, what's the difference between coaching and therapy? I find in my definition that therapy is more about resolving the past to help people move forward, where coaching is about helping people achieve the future. So you're not doing any like resolving of past issues. If you're finding that past issues is really tripping your clients up, then that's the time where you're like wanting to recommend that they go speak with a qualified professional who does have credentials, a therapist, or somebody who deals in that arena. But when it comes to coaching, you're just helping them get from point A to point Z. You're helping them, get from 1 to 10 to that future ultimately that they want. And so by virtue of helping people get to the future that they want, you personally really want to talk about your mission and why you do what it is that you do. So it's not just about marketing. Oh, I can help you heal your gut. I can help you, get in shape. I can help you find the love of your life. I can help you be more confident. You want to talk about why it is that you do what you do, what ultimately your mission is, because when you talk about your mission and what drives you and, why you're showing up in the world, that attracts people who have the same aspirations as you. It attracts people who believe in that mission, and they're more likely to say, hey, I want to get with you, not just because you can take me from point A to point Z, but because we're on the same mission and we believe the same thing and we have the same values. And people like that are more likely to pay you. Those are your ideal clients. So make sure you're speaking to the mission, not just your marketing. Okay, I have more tips where that came from, but first I want to hear from you. Who is your ideal client? Go ahead and share in the comments below. Okay, the fourth thing you'll want to do to attract paying ideal clients is to focus on pricing your services around value and not around cost. Now, this is a mistake that a lot of new and even intermediate coaches make is, they think in terms of like, well, okay, I'm gonna charge them $100 an hour or $150 an hour. They're thinking about, okay, what's the price for my time? How much time is this gonna take? And then they just charge based on, the cost of them essentially providing the service. You don't want to do that. You want to price based on the value. So ask yourself, what is the value that my ideal client would ultimately get? What is the ROI that they could ultimately expect to get if they go through with my coaching and, follow my recommendations? What is that big result that they're going to get? Whatever that is, think about, okay, how valuable is it? And then what's a percentage of that I can charge? And then come up with your pricing that way. So that's what it means to do value-based pricing. So it doesn't matter if it takes me only an hour. If I'm able to do something for you that's going to, help you do this huge turnaround in your life, that's a big transformation and it's worth a lot to you, then I too deserve to get a portion of whatever that big result was or whatever the value of that big result is. So you want to really focus on value-based pricing, not cost-based pricing, because again, if you focus on value-based pricing, you'll attract people who value the result, right? When you focus on cost-based pricing, you attract people who are cost and price sensitive, right? They only value, well, how much does this cost? And I don't have a lot of money, and I'm short on cash, so I'm looking for the lowest option. That's what happens when you focus on just cost-based pricing. But if you focus on value, you'll attract value-minded people and people who are looking for the greatest value, and so that means that they're looking for you and they're willing to pay you. All right, the fifth thing that you'll want to do in order to attract your ideal paying client is show up consistently. You are not going to get out of this video without me talking about this, because I find that so many people will try to do everything in the world to avoid showing up online consistently. You cannot avoid it. I've seen it in my own business at times where I'm super busy or, dealing with my son or whatever, or traveling, and I just, didn't do what I needed to do ahead of time in order to plan my content and to make sure that I'm being super consistent. I do find that I have a lull in people reaching out to me in terms of wanting to work with me or a drop in my sales. Like, it's very important that you show up consistently because you want to make sure that you are top of mind. So I always say, if you want consistent sales and you want consistent profits and you want consistent ideal paying clients, then you need to be producing consistent content. You need to be showing up wherever or whatever that looks like for you. So maybe that's YouTube for you, maybe that's podcast, maybe that's Instagram, maybe that's LinkedIn. You just want to make sure that you are showing up on a consistent basis because your ideal client can see you at any moment. And so often we think, oh, if I just show up once a month or I just send that email every 2 weeks or whatever, that we should just have a rush of clients coming to our doors. But here's the thing, people are busy and they're not always paying attention to what you're doing. And so it feels like a lot to you, like, oh wow, I'm sending messages every day and I'm posting on Instagram every day. And isn't this a lot of content? Aren't people gonna get sick of me? No, because people don't see everything that you do because there's so much content out there. They're just getting, oh, I got a bit here, I got a bit there. And so you wanna make sure that you have this continuous stream of content that's coming out by always showing up so that when people are online, they have an opportunity to catch it. So if you only post once a week and people happen not to be online or not to be on the platform that you're posting the day that you post, well, guess what? They've missed your content. But if you make sure that you have something going out somewhere every single day, it increases your likelihood to catch the attention of your ideal prospect and ultimately get them into a situation where they are interested in paying you for your services. Okay, I hope you really enjoyed these tips. Now, I know that last one, the fifth one, showing up consistently, can be very difficult for people, but have no fear. That's why I put together my content planning cheat sheet. So if that's something that you struggle with, showing up consistently, but you know you need to do it, I highly recommend you download this cheat sheet. It's completely free, and it walks you through the process of coming up with content that's going to help you attract your ideal client. You can get that at CourtneyLSanders.com/content or by clicking the link below. All right, I hope you really enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you want even more until my next video comes out, make sure that you are subscribed to my podcast, which you can find on both iTunes and Spotify. It's just called The Courtney Sanders Show. And if you want even more before my next video comes out and before my next podcast comes out, I give near daily tips on Instagram. You're gonna love it. I share a lot of great stuff there. So make sure you're following me on Instagram at CourtneyLSanders. Send me a DM and let me know you watched this video. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.